Today I'm reacting to Witch Hat Atelier episode 1. The full reaction is on Patreon. Sure. So I know that this is a show about a witch named Coco, and I literally know nothing else whatsoever. I'm currently reacting to Frieren for the very first time, so maybe there will be some overlap in themes here. Very, very pretty so far, though. Really enjoying it. Very tranquil, very tone settings so far. I'm getting all the credits on screen already. Just to let you know, if there is an OP this episode, I will be cutting the music for copyright. So she herself is a witch, by the looks of it. So at the very beginning, she was talking about people become witches rather than being born, so perhaps the series is about her journey to becoming a witch. So this is our exposition. Oh my god, the magic started everything. The scenery is just so gorgeous so far, and the art style. Oh wow, absolutely stunning. Blessed with magic, okay. So pretty so far. I'm really, really in love with the visuals just right at the beginning. So this is about a girl who wants to be a witch, but can't be. Okay. Oh, alright. Very Howl's Moving Castle-esque. So, who is this man within the carriage, within the Pegasus carriage that we're about to meet? Okay, the mom is still alive in this anime. Oh, he's young. I was expecting like an old, wizened wizard. Wood Sorrel. Okay, so who are these people? But are they just traditional merchants? I wonder if this is going to be a very female-centric TV show. I hope so, because I like that. Okay, so they're cloth makers by trade. That's our background. I wonder if we're going to be getting some sort of call to action via the Pegasus carriage. Are we going to be getting some sort of inciting incident there? So I wonder, does the mother have some sort of aversion to magic? Is that her backstory? Oh, I just know that this series, if we're sticking with the cloth making background, is going to have so many nice visuals and montages like this one. Okay, off to a good start right now. I'm intrigued by the setup, but I want to see what else they do in the pilot. I'm aware that there's a second episode released, but I won't be watching that today. Enough to become a witch, maybe? That? Yeah, okay, so our animation's a little bit more exaggerated than Frieren. Not by much, though. Interesting 3D animation. I bet the animators had a blast taking the fairy tale book come to life sentiment to the logical conclusion. Ooh, the eye reminds me of something from Zelda. Ooh, pretty. Yeah. And then did something happen so that her... Yeah, I was literally about to say something happened so that her mom ended up disagreeing with her. She's very, very cute. So many gorgeous colors happening in the background as well. It's like the world is vibrant, very much so. Okay, so that's our central conflict for the show confirmed. Oh! Wait. Is that just because she's holding the book? Or... Oh, that's sad. Oh? Are we getting a next inciting incident? What's going on? Oh my god, these shots are stunning. I'm just loving all the establishing shots in this show so far. What's their relation, I wonder? Is this going to be Coco's time to shine? Is she going to help fix the carriage with what she's learned? Don't tell me he's the guy from the very beginning, is he? From her childhood? Or just a witch? Yeah, it's noticeably more traditionally wizardry lore with the aesthetic than Freeran. Okay, are we getting more backstory? What's happening? Yeah, it's very much kind of like standard action-adventure fantasy thus far. Well, now I'm starting to think that humans can cast magic, but it's being kept a secret from them. Well, a secret. Presumably they're going to be sneaking a look in, and that's going to have some major disruption to the spell itself. Okay, so what are we going to see? Blackout curtains. I wonder, was that what he was getting her to cut to begin with? Yeah, because at the very least we're able to infer that he knew what he was doing. There's so much wind outside when I'm filming this that it's hard to tell what's the show and what's my own house. Okay, what are we getting? She just can't keep herself away. She's destined to be a witch. But surely he knows she's there, right? Ah, the very opening shot was the ink drop. I wonder that's it coming full circle now. Yeah, so I wonder if we're going to go down the line that spells are to do with language unto itself. And she's going to be like, yeah, I've been here the whole time. Look at her. Oh, that landscape. Oh my god, a sunset on that landscape would be divine. Very much enjoying the vibe of the world thus far. Oh, sweet kid. Oh, that red sunset is gorgeous. I'm assuming this is all the prologue, the setup for her having to leave the home and join the adventure to becoming a witch. So there's either going to be some large external tension that's going to force her to leave, like Star Wars, or the mother is going to change her mind. So, what occurs when she tries to draw for herself? Is she going to try to draw the exact same thing and then all hell breaks loose? But I'm so curious, what are they going to do with the world building to explain plausibly why no one else has figured this out thus far? It is an exceptionally cool premise, the idea of being able to draw magic. I love the pacing as well. I love the amount of space we're giving to the silence and to let each shot breathe as well. Very much up my alley. that little trickle of woodwind that came in there and is very quietly working in the background, I'm a fan of. Connecting the line? The little line that's there, I wonder? Alright, let's go. Haha! I knew it would happen. I'm glad they kept it to just a simple spell as well, like nothing out of this world. That makes it so much more relatable and intriguing now. Like, where do we go from here? Oh, interesting. Okay, we're getting him as the B-plot. Exciting. Was that our incentive now for him coming back to meet her? What's going on? Oh, wow. She has already been very, very busy. But what happens when she runs out of ink? Or can that little ball actually run out of ink? Or maybe it's enchanted to not do so. Oh no! Okay, okay. This is the negative consequences. Is it him coming back? What's going on? Yeah, this is what I was referring to. This is what I thought would happen the first time around. I'm glad they delayed it. Well, I mean, could you stop her? Come on, dude. Just don't talk to kids. The animation is great as well for the close-up shots. Oh no! Yeah, so this is our external conflict that's gonna push her to the call to action. I see, so because she was copying the spells willy-nilly, she had no idea it was going to be evil. But I'm so curious, how are they going to explain why other humans haven't found this out yet? There we go. That's the answer to my question. They erased her memories. Great animation on his hair. So this is necessary. Oh, okay. Clever, clever. This is where we're going. Love that shot. Haha. Oh, so intriguing. I genuinely have chills. I'm not making that up. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant writing. Brilliant. I love it. And the storybook transition as well. Icing on the cake. Okay, so I usually don't look at the end of anime episodes where they show like a little preview for the next episode. It looks like there was 5 seconds left, so I had a little look and they're just telling you the name of the next episode, not actual preview or anything like that, because I strictly do not watch the previews for the next episode or anything like that. I absolutely love this. While it's fresh on my mind, I'm going to talk about that ending scene, and then I might do a jump cut to once I've like rewatched a good bit of the episode, or the very least skim through it. But I mean, I was pretty engaged the whole way through. So the main things I liked about this episode were just how conventional in the best way possible it was for a opening episode for a fantasy show, as well as the pacing the whole way through, particularly those opening 2 minutes. But because it's fresh in my mind, I do want to talk about that ending sequence. I think that is absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. The fact that it's just the classic writing of a person gets what they want, but it comes at a cost. It's like this episode has like a classic 3-act structure, but it doesn't feel boring. It feels like entirely earned because she's essentially now been cursed with the path that she's so desperately being wanting to walk upon. I mean, you could even say that as a child, for her speaking to that witch and being given the books, that she was essentially she was essentially like selling her soul for that, right? It's like it came at this like existential cost to her. It's very kind of, mythical in that sort of sense, very, very archetypal, which I love. So the episode has a 3-act structure in the sense that we get the classic inciting incident of wanting to be a witch, but the problem is that she does not have the capacity to actually see how that is done. So she, crosses the threshold. She goes through this process of seeing how magic is made, and then she works it out, trying it for herself. But then we get our midpoint, we get our big turn, our getting what we want but paying the price, in that what she's done allows her to cast magic, but now it's affected her family. Now it's put her actively in danger. So she has changed. She has now, within the space of one episode, transformed, for all intents and purposes, from a functional point of view, into a witch. But it is coming at the cost of, she now is down this path where she has to save her mother. She has no choice now but to be into this world of magic. It's almost, I mean, we're getting this visual motif the whole way through the episode of a book being opened, and that's essentially what's being happened. Is this was a page she's not able to go back to, or kind of more specifically, she's not able to close this book anymore. Now that it's been opened, it's very much a Pandora's box of there's just no going back now. So that's what I like from a character arc point of view within this episode. From a more kind of macro top-down view of kind of where the series is going to go, because with a setup like this, you can already get a sense of what's going to be happening. And again, I promise I haven't read the manga, and if you are a manga reader, I'm sure you might get a good laugh of me making predictions if they're totally wrong. But I'm just working off of my own inference from, obviously looking at media, looking at screenwriting. From a top-down view, we're seeing that what's happening here was so great in that we're getting this overarching story of that there are people out there that want to use magic for nefarious reasons. And that's why the whole way through the reaction, I was saying, okay, people can cast magic just by knowing it, but, is this going to be a plot device that I'm just going to have to, hang my disbelief on in order to have a good time? Or are they going to have some shape or form of lampshading it by, having it just be like a running joke of like, well, it's a good thing no one's learned how to write it down yet, or anything like that. But no, they incorporate it so organically into the story of like, yeah, this is the problem. It's one great rule. Humans can learn what we do if they saw us writing it down. We have to make sure that never, ever happens. And even though I was being a bit facetious, it's literally why I said in the reaction, my dude, don't talk to children. If this is what's going to happen, then don't go anywhere near her. Kind of, can you not put like a big curtain over the wheel itself? Can you not do anything? Obviously, we can infer that in this type of scenario, he thought it was like pretty low stakes. He wasn't expecting these. He kind of maybe was naive with how precocious these children would be. And I suppose he probably thought to himself, if I do see a kid, I can just wipe their memories then and there. So it's a very believable plot device, the idea that he had to go into this house and he had to draw at this particular time. So I very much like that. Before I get on to the other aspects, I'm just thinking if there's any more from the top down, writing wise, with regards to our general story structure that I really enjoyed. I mean, again, I suppose this is kind of merging the micro and macro into one when I'm bringing up this point. The idea of the mother, I love that so much, because we got this really, really great, really deliberate setup of the mother-daughter relationship, of how they only have each other, and the mother couldn't bear the daughter going out by herself. And of course we get the cruel irony of, well, don't worry, you're going to become a witch and your mother isn't going to be worried one bit, because she's literally going to be frozen by the evil magic. And you get that really cruel irony that Coco is obviously going to internalize all this guilt, and she's going to, throughout the show, we already have this lovely thematic underscoring of using magic to help people and defeat the evil people is going to basically be symbolized by her mother encased and being completely stilled. You know what I mean? So within all those perspectives, I think for a fantasy show, it was just a perfect opening episode. You know, we immediately understand who these people are, what the stakes are going to be. We get this really, really intriguing, like, final 60 seconds where, like, there's a them out there that we have to defeat. And again, just to reiterate it, I love how they capitalize on that setup of the fact that humans do have the capacity to cast magic, and, you know, kind of what sort of conundrums we're going to end up like running into, essentially. I won't be able to watch the second episode tonight, unfortunately, but I'm so curious to see, like, tonally where they're going to go with this, and, like, what sort of what setup are we going to be getting. The two shows that I'm watching at the moment are Princess Principal and Freeren. So, you know, you're definitely getting some episodes lighter than others, but the pacing as to how that's happening, not only within each episode tonally, but actually having a serious episode next to a more lighthearted episode, next to a let's save the village episode, next to a here's my tragic backstory of the supporting character episode. How this series is going to navigate all those things, I'm super, super excited to see. So, aside from writing, let's talk about the production of the show. What is there to say? The animation is looking really, really clean. I don't actually know anything about the studio that made this, so if you know anything about the studio, please let me know. I'm unfamiliar. It was called Bug or something like that. It came out up in a little black box. I don't know what that is. I suppose I could just open up the episode in front of me and see. God, that sky just looks so fabulous as well. I might be a while skimming through this if I were to look for the name. I'm going back to the episode where there's that deer. If it comes up on screen, it doesn't come up on screen, so I won't be able to tell you what the name is now. Oh, Bug Films. There it is, Bug Films. I haven't heard of them before. Maybe that's just because it's like the one English-speaking production studio listed. Maybe it's actually not that prominent. It only happens to be the one in English that I'm thinking it's bigger than it is. I don't know. So anyway, enough on that. The point is the animation is gorgeous. Right now I'm looking at the shot of the deer drinking the water. Just really, really fabulous. And again, you know, like, thematically, that's a great opening in and of itself. You know, this very deliberate, very slow, very quiet, relying a lot on the sound and the visuals of her going about her day. We see how meekly she's dressed. We see what it is that's clearly part of her daily routine. We see her interacting with nature, and that she's a kind, spirited, extroverted person just by the way she's talking to the wildlife against her. She's not a very brooding introvert by any stretch of the imagination. And it's just this really lovely setup of, like, her turning around and seeing the magic, and then that leads to us getting the voiceover telling us, like, the rules of the world, essentially, of the witches. Just, like, skimming through it, seeing, like, the close-up shots, like the little details of the hair look really, really good. It looks like a nice... I'm still relatively new to anime, so I don't actually know the names for particular styles of anime. Like, it doesn't look like what Dan looks like. This looks like Free Ren, but, like, even crisper, if you know what I mean. Even, like, a little bit more modern. And oh my god, some of the colors as well. Like, some of the lighting in this. Like, there's the animation in and of itself and the colors are already great enough, but, like, there's some shots in this, I'll probably be talking about it when I get to the next episode. Some of the lighting, like the amount of dark that they're allowed to hang on the characters' chests and whatnot, looks absolutely fabulous. The music is pretty much exactly what I was expecting so far. I'm going back through that festival scene, all the colors popping out, just absolutely fantastic. I have like nothing but good things to say, so I'm skimming through it. So yeah, production-wise, I don't have anything to fault it on. I would love to hear information from you guys, so long as it's not a spoiler or anything, as to if there's anything in particular this studio who've made this, if they're famous for, if any of them are like, I don't know, related to Ghibli or any other, popular anime out at the moment or anything like that, I'd really, really love to hear. So generally speaking, what do I think of Witch Hat Atelier? I was about to call it Coco because that's the name of the character, and then that's just making me think of the Pixar movie. I think it's a really strong opening. I think that they say that with a lot of TV shows, you kind of have to give things 2 or 3 episodes just to see how the story is going to be, which I completely agree with. Honestly, even really 4 episodes with most TV shows and anime, you really need to give it 4 episodes, assuming it's like a long form and it's not a mini series or anything. 4 episodes is usually enough to tell you how good or intriguing the story is going to be. But the first episode is there just to let you know that it's not actively bad. If you watch a lot of TV, if you watch a lot of anime, you kind of get, even if you're not able to articulate it, right? You're able to get this intuitive sense for, is the dialogue believable? Sure, the characters can be archetypes and the show can be very tropey, but does it feel forced? And I think a lot of the time as well, we're just so used to seeing like the opening episodes just be an absolute slog, and yeah, sure, it's establishing, but it just feels like it's just so meat and potatoes that they're really just going through the motions to let us know, hey, these are who these characters are. I'm so glad that this episode didn't feel the need to do that, and honestly, that's kind of the reason why I'm even doing an anime reaction channel to begin with, right? There is such a high standard nowadays, especially for anime. Like I set up a reaction channel truly at the best moment, because we really are living in the golden age of anime, not just for its popularity and accessibility, but truly for the high standard of writing. So I guess this is a more long-winded way of saying that they got the initial episode correct with regards to the story beats they needed to hit, with the information they needed to convey. But where it really shined was just in the performance itself. You know what I mean? It was slow where it needed to be slow. It was then kind of more high speed and like intense when it needed to be. So we got those really great dynamics there. I love the humor in it as well. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's able to just be really, really silly. Again, that's what I love so much about anime. It's like, because you're using this visual medium, you're using this animation to do like the love heart eyes, or more, I think it was a love heart on her mouth actually, but you're able to do, the crossed out eyes for the fatigue. You're able to get her running around, and of course you just get those stunning visuals as well. So overall, this is a very intriguing episode. I think those who are watching me react to Freerun, who recommended that I should check this show out when it comes out, I think it was a good recommendation, because obviously it's kind of like there's an overlap in genre, that goes without saying, and you have a sense of the kind of things that I gravitate towards. But I'm sure there is also a recommendation for the manga readers of, they know where the story is going to go, and even if it's not like super serious or brooding with regards to like character depth and character analysis, I'm sure that it's still going to have a lot of depth here. I think one final thing, and this is just as a means to create a full circle from how I started the review, which is talking about character arc, is that they seem to be paying attention so far to the characterization, to these character, to these aspects of character that matter. It's not just a case of giving us exposition for the sake of it. They're really showing that, okay, sure, this protagonist is going to be an archetype. It's a fantasy anime about witches, and you have 25 minutes. Of course, there's going to be a reliance on archetypes or tropes, but they're still able to make her three-dimensional from what it looks like so far. At the very least, they're giving us the green flags that she is going to be three-dimensional. She's funny. There's like a little bit of slapstick there. She can be like a little bit cheeky from time to time, even if it's in a more subdued way. Honestly, I kind of got that vibe from the opening 60 seconds, because I think, and maybe this is my bias against Western media a little bit here, or at least just what's happening at the moment, it's just, I feel as though that opening scene, they could have done it where it was like all relying on close-ups and like the movement and like dipping the water down in a way that's really forced, and like the close up of the hair across the cheek or something like that, just to build this sense of intrigue to, like, really lure us in. It's like, ooh, what's going to happen in this mysterious world? And they did the opposite. They relied on wides. They used plenty of wide shots. They focused on nature. Like, one of the first things we see about her is just how happy she is. And when they do close-ups, it's not to build suspense. It's to, like, very gently set the scene. So it is. They're very much, the writing and production so far is serving the story. It doesn't feel like I'm looking at a collection of scenes that is there just to, like, tick off a box of go to this emotion, then this one, then this one, then this one. It's actively creating something larger than the sum of its parts, and I couldn't be happier with that first episode. I'm dying to share this first episode with you. I've been looking forward to this for weeks now, ever since people have been recommending it to me. I don't know when I'm going to be getting the next episode up. Hopefully within a week of this upload. I didn't know this was going to be a bumper episode. I literally only found that out last night. Somebody told me on Discord, I was pleasantly surprised, but also thinking, yeah, I don't think I'll be getting that second episode up the same day or anything like that. But be that as it may, if this is your first time to my channel, I want to thank you so much for watching this far into the episode. I'm going to be reacting to this each week. Currently reacting to season 1 of Free Ren. If you follow me on Patreon as well, not only will you get the full reactions to everything I do, the high tier have access to a Patron-only show. I'm reacting to Princess Principal at the moment, and the way that works is I release that twice a week exclusively for the patrons, and you guys then get to vote on what it is you want me to watch next exclusively for you guys on Patreon. That tier is for people who want me to, like, watch things that are a lot more niche and a lot more kind of off the beaten path and wouldn't traditionally be viewed by, like, the most popular anime reaction channels or anything like that. And obviously it supports me, it supports the channel, but for people who are, like, paying that much on top of all the other perks, it's like, you're going to get some real kind of, like, hidden gems there. So be that as it may, Witch Hat Atelier, great start so far. Because this is anime, it's really going to be episode 3 or 4 to see, just exactly what we're getting with the overarching story. But I have a funny feeling that I'm going to enjoy this. So I'm going to leave it there. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thanks for watching.